Hey everyone, what is up? It is your girl Tia Joy, and I am so glad that you guys are here for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all the returners. Everyone, I just love you. I am super excited to get in today's video, and I am going to do a comparison of Madea's farewell tour play versus a Madea homecoming movie. So before I get into that, I need you to do a couple things. So first of all, first things first, if you have not seen last week's video, make sure you check that out. I did an eyeshadow tutorial on the movie Honey, which was super fun. If you have not seen that movie review on Honey, definitely check it out. I have the link above. Also, what I need you to do is I have books that I am selling on Amazon. I have it in 3 sets. So one set is my Make Wise Choices. So here is the journal, and yes, I have taken my notes to help you guys today with today's video, but I also have a journal and I also have a planner, so make sure you purchase that. I also have a set for finance, so if you want to be better at managing your money, I have that available for you too, plus the Tithes and Offerings book, which is really amazing and handy. And lastly, I have my prayer journals that's available for the whole fam, plus a gratitude book. So if you need those things, these tools, I'm telling you, they are going to help you to get yourself aligned and on the right path for this year for great success. Lastly, what I need you to do, if you have not yet, I would love for you to join and be a part of the fam. So hit the subscribe button and the bell, and plus turn that notification on, honey, so that way you can be in the know when we video. So first things first, I am super excited to talk and get into Tyler Perry, because low-key, I have been a fan of Tyler Perry since I first saw Madea's class reunion, and someone gave it to us on VHS, and yo, I have fell in love with Tyler Perry ever since. I've been looking back all his plays, and when the movies came out, especially Dynamite Black Woman, I'm like, yo, this is dope, and I've just been pretty much following him the whole time ever since. And just to see him go from where he was to where he is now to being a billionaire, yo, that is so inspiring. Not just the fact that he's an African-American black man doing this, but inspiring because the fact that when you trust the process, when you trust God, when you trust the plan, and when you go after your dreams, when you stay focused, the possibilities are endless. And so I just really inspired by him. Not only that, I also got his book, y'all. So if you have not gotten Higher Is Waiting, if you're trying to go to a better level and a higher level within your life, this book is available and it's so amazing. I absolutely love this. I love hearing his story and him going deeper, and in the book he definitely does that. But yeah, so I try to ask myself, like, what am I going to talk about? But then Lord remind me, you haven't done nothing about Tyler Perry. And God knows I love Tyler Perry. I love his movies, I love his plays, I love all. And so I am about to get into the comparison of Madea's farewell tour play and a Madea homecoming that just literally came out on Netflix. And so one thing I can definitely say is, first of all, with the play, I have actually seen it. I remember back in 2019, me and my bestie, actually the year before going into next year, I had this idea like, yo, let's take our moms to a Tyler Perry show because he was going on tour. And so we decided to go to the very last one, which was May 26th in 2019, and we did that as a gift for our mothers for Mother's Day, which was so great. And that gave us the opportunity to see the play in real life, you know, because when you see it in the movie, when you see it either on DVD or if you go to the movies and watch the movie, it's like great. But when you're actually at the plays, you get the raw footage, you get behind the scenes, you get to see more and everything. And I was just super blessed and honored to be able to do that for my mom. So I actually got to see Madea's farewell play tour, the very last one in Atlanta. Even though low-key a little bit later he did it again, I'm like, I was in the very last one. But it's okay. It was still great. It was a lot of fun, amazing trip, and I was grateful that I was able to honor and bless my mom with that. Me and my bestie was able to do that. And since it's Women's History Month, and it's, well, not History Month, but it's Women's Month and honoring women, I definitely did that in honor of my mom, because she is one of the people that really matters to me, and I'm just trying to be obedient, which is honor thy father and thy mother. And so honoring my mother was something I wanted to do for her, and that was my gift to her. So it was amazing. So now with the stage of the play, I definitely, not the stage, but the play and the movie is definitely been some changes, and I'm trying to go off of my head to remember because it was like a few years ago, 2019 when I saw it, but I definitely can say there was some changes between the play and the movie, but it was still great. If you've seen the stage play, then you pretty much know what the movie is about, except for some of the character names have changed, and also other stuff as well. So I know it was great to see Madea, aka Tyler Perry, coming back. Bam came back, Core, and Mr. Brown came back. So that was so much fun. The one thing that I missed in the movie versus in the play was TT. TT was so much fun. She was so funny. Played by Quavon, man. Blamed on Quay. Like when I saw that he was part of the play too, I was like, yo, that is dope that he got picked up. And I realized Tyler Perry has been doing that a lot within his movies now, to start picking up these online comedians from Instagram and YouTube, because I know he did with Not Carlton Banks. That's why he was in Medea's funeral. Who was it? Also Joanne the Scammer, and there was just, and that's just to name a few that he has definitely picked up, which I really appreciate. I just miss TT. You know, I thought he was a great part of the show when he was in the play, but the fact that the character did not return for the movie, it was like, oh, because that whole thing was like, what? See? Like, that was my favorite part. Like, yo, Quay brought so much to TT's character. Like, I absolutely love that. So I kind of missed that from the movie, but it's okay. I definitely can tell that he pretty much replaced some people like for that. So I feel like the replacement comedian for that was Agnes, I would probably say, to replacement of TT, but it's okay because I know Agnes was not in the play at all. So I definitely see he added some characters, and he also changed the names. Like Devin in the play was Davi, and Malik in the play was Tim, and Darlene in the play was Laura. So, and Sylvia was still Sylvia. And so and that's just to name a few. I feel like Robin, I believe Robin, if I can remember, Robin was part of the friends of Darlene and Sylvia, but in this movie she only had one. And also we see Ellie, who was, I guess, Cora's daughter that came about. So it was just very interesting how everything switched with that, and even the name of William. William was actually in the play, but in the movie it was Richard. So I definitely see that there was some changes on that. Also, I feel like the secrets that came out, that from both plays was the same. Play and movie was the same, but the only addition that was added for another secret. So that was another thing that actually came about when it came to that statement. But at the same time, I feel like everything that came from the stage play and the movie was pretty much close, and it was really cool to see that, because you know when it comes to Tyler Perry, sometimes when he makes movies he switches it up a little bit, and it's very rare that, and I would say every once in a while, just like Diary of a Mad Black Woman, that was the same thing. The stage play and the movie was the same. So there was definitely like a lot of, in this segment, that there was some similarities from this play and the movie came together, which was cool that he actually did that. As far as the play, I love the play. I always, at the end of the day, I love the movies, but I will always love the plays a little bit more, because of the fact that when it comes to the plays, there's just so much more that I could definitely see, because you know when it comes to movies, there's got to be, you know, of course, like things that they got to go by or whatnot, but when the play, it's a little bit more raw, so you can see the mistakes, you can see the Tyler Perry, especially when somebody comes in late, he always gets to that. He's like, yo, how you not here on time? Like, you need to be here on time. I start at 7:30. You need to be here at 7:30. Like, I just love the fact he do that, even with the gum. And then I remember when we went to the play, the one in Georgia, like one of the mics was not working, and so he was like, go back. These people pay so much money, and the mics ain't working. You need to go back. Let's do this again. So I just really love that we get to see the raw, the authentic of the acting and the cast in the play versus the movie. You don't really see that too much. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can see the deleted scenes and you can see the blooper scenes, you know, in the movie, but at the end. But when it comes to the play, you get to see it along the way, and it just makes it so much greater and richer. And I believe, and it was so cool when we went to the one, I think Monica was there, and she was able to sing her song, and my bestie was like, oh my gosh, it's Monica. we was at the top floor, so we couldn't be able to see it, but we heard her, and she killed every single note. So that was really fun. But it was so, but with the stage in the play, with the why I keep saying the stage in the play, the play and the movie, I thought they were both great. But yeah, I just love the play. I also love the fact I thought it was very interesting that he brought Madea back, because I know that he wanted to hang Madea up for a while, but I believe that it was pretty much good. Oh gosh, I think it was pretty much good that he did bring Madea back, just so we can get that laugh, get that good time again, because Madea is hilarious. And then also with the movie, I also like that Joe was in it, and Joe is always and forever gonna be my other favorite character. I love when Joe comes in, because Joe is so funny. Like, oh my gosh, I love Joe, especially the scene when they were in the restaurant and he was like acting like, oh, I don't like you because you a cop and you get arrested. Then somebody, Madea put in the parking, and he's like, the car went out. He's like, where's the cop? He's like, see, you sit there being acting like you don't want to be, you don't like cops. But then as soon as somebody stops us with the car, now you actually going to call and say somebody was the car. It was just so much fun. But I just love Joe. Joe is like a nut, and like Joe is fun. I definitely wish that I know definitely with the play and the movie with Mr. Brown, when he got high, Mr. Brown was a nut in the play. This dude was acting so crazy, playing all these characters, and then on top of that, when he had that little leaf stuff out on him, because it was supposed to be him so-called being naked, but it was so much funny. But I saw that, but in the movie, he was still crazy, but it wasn't as dramatic as the play was, but it was still funny. And so also with him and Agnes, that was really in the movie, that was very interesting with them two, and seeing the family of, what's his name? The family of Davi come, because in the play, his name was Devin. He didn't really have his family come, as he graduated. So that was very, very interesting that he had that, because at the end of the day, they both were graduating. So that was really, really cool. Let's see, what's some other things that I could definitely say from the movie to play? Oh, I definitely know in the play, if I can recall, but yeah, I remember the play when, what was his name? William, and when Devin, when they were getting to it, I thought that was very interesting with the play, when they looked like they were about to fight, and I saw, and Mr. Brown was like, okay, he's like, how about y'all stop holding them back, or he's like, ready and fight, and they just stood there. I thought that was very funny, because he's like, see, y'all act like you big and tough in front of each other when somebody's holding you back, but then when nobody's there, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. But I thought it was very interesting that in the movie they actually did fight. So I thought that was interesting that they did that. And if I can recall, they did when they did that at the graduation party, but in the play they actually it was them cutting up at the at the actual graduation. And I thought that was really cool that at the play, that how Tyler Perry updated most definitely his play with using digital videos. So that was really cool that he did that, because if you see the plays, he didn't really have a lot of digital, but actually in the play for this one, he really used that. He used phones, he used screens to set the scene, which I thought was absolutely cool that he actually added that. And so when the play, you could see them get into it at the graduation, but in the play, not the play, but the movie, they actually didn't get into it at the graduation, but they did at the graduation party. So I definitely can see the differences between those things. But it was still, not that it was a bad thing, but I'm just saying there was a difference between both of them and the different changes that was added into it. The lessons I definitely say I learned from both of them is just how important family is. And family, there are going to be issues, there's going to be problems, everyone's going to have something they had to deal with. Yes, I think it was messed up that when the bestie fell in love with the husband, the ex-husband, so I thought that was kind of crazy. But it also shows, be careful who you surround yourself with, because you just never know, and you just have to be cautious. But at the end of the day, that was like a messed up thing. But at the end of the day, family is important. And I did like the fact that even though in that movie they loved each other, and they also loved him regardless of what he went through, and even though they knew what he was going through, what his secret was, even though they knew his secret, I like the fact that they were able to still show love, because I'm pretty sure that's a hard thing to happen when you're trying to be honest with your family, with telling them things and you just don't know how they're going to react. So that was good to know, that just be honest, and whatever gets covered up will eventually come to the light. So it's just very important that if we love each other and we trust each other, we should be able to be in that position of doing so. And it's a risk, but love should be able to overcome all of that. The other thing that I definitely learned is our parents have a life regardless if we think of it or not. And I think I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into another movie that I feel like is appropriate to talk about that even deeper. But at the end of the day, I just feel like our parents do have a life, and you know, hey, sometimes, you know, we may not agree, sometimes we may or may not like, but at the end of the day, you know, there's a decision that has to be made, and we as children has to be in a position of letting our parents make that decision and not feel like we could be bosses and let them know, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Remember, they had a life before us. And another last lesson I could say is, and that goes on the other side, because with Agnes, he wanted Davy to come back and run the farm, and that was Agnes's very strong thing that wanted to happen. But Agnes had to come to a place of doing what they thought was best for the family members. So I thought that was very interesting that Madea had helped Agnes with that, because Agnes is like, Davy's coming home and he's running the family business, period. And sometimes parents, and I have said this several times in other reviews that I've done, is that as children, we have our own past that we have to run, and sometimes we have to be released to do that, regardless of what the passion for our parents is or our guardians is for or not. So we just have to be in that position. But at the end of the day, I thought both was great. I thought the movie was good. I probably wouldn't say it was like one of my favorite movies by Tyler Perry, but I definitely did like it. And it wasn't like,
yeah, it was amazing.
It was okay, but by me knowing that it was from the stage play to the movie, I thought that was cool, because at first it was like, okay, a homecoming, what's that going to be about? Like, but now that I know that it was basically him bringing the play into a movie and naming Medea's Homecoming of Medea's Farewell Tour, that's a better understanding. But at the end of the day, it was great. So tell me what you guys think in the comments of what you guys liked about both. Which one do you like better, or did you like the movie versus the play, or did you like the play versus the movie? Like, definitely put in the comments of what you think of that, of both of them, the changes, the characters. Like, what is your favorite scenes? I would love to hear your opinions in the comment below, and tell me what you think. I gave you mine, so hopefully I can get yours. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, and also hit the subscribe button plus the bell, and turn that notification on, so that way you'll be instantly notified when I upload a new content. And I just want to say, I just honor Tyler Perry and everything that you've done, the hard work you've done, and to see where you are today. It's inspiring for me to keep going and trust the path, trust the process, trust God's plan, and also put in plan in work, and actually focus on it and believe nothing but the best, knowing that when you go and strive after what is put into your heart, all things will work out. And so I just absolutely love that. If you guys have not yet, go ahead and check out the movie if you haven't seen it. Play is on DVD. Also, go get my books that are available on Amazon. I will have the links below, so you can go ahead and press it and grab it and get yourself started and ready and focus on your plans and goals for a successful 2022 year. Definitely check out my other reviews. I don't know if you've noticed lately, but I actually have been making some changes with my channel, so I'm just giving this a little disclaimer, because at first I was doing a lot of dance movie reviews, and that was my main prime focus, and to talk about them and, you know, act out the scenes, either the dance moves or freestyle or acting, no matter what it was. I definitely had that goal of talking about these dance movies and honoring dancers and choreographers. But I feel like I've done a nice chunk of it to a point that Not saying that I'm not going to stop doing it. I will do it, but as you see, I'm starting to drift away into movies and talk about other movies besides Just Dance, because in my opinion, I feel like all movies have some type of life lesson that all of us can learn and all of us can grow by. And so I'm still sticking to that niche right there. So even though I haven't been talking a lot about dance movies, because at first I was like, I'm sticking straight to dance, but now I'm being a little bit more open, like opening up the door to other things, because I literally do love watching movies and I feel like there's so many lessons. And so at that, I feel like my season of specifically just talking about dance movies has pretty much ended a little bit, and I will eventually come back. I'm going to dibble dabble in all of them, but I'm just opening up to more things to talk about. And so as you continue on this journey, you can keep join me in that, and definitely put what things you've learned, because that's pretty much what I'm sticking to, is to make wise choices, y'all. And so that's what I pretty much is starting to do more of. So I know it's probably new, like, okay, you said you wasn't gonna do that when you did your Selena versus Selena series, by the way, which is #1, keeping that out there. But as you see, I had to pretty much be like, you know what, why don't I open up the door a little bit more, make it a little bit broader. And I did focus on the dance community, and the dance community can still see it based off of what I did, but if not, it's okay. It's out there, it's been done, it's been honored. So now it's time to move on, and that's exactly where I am right now. But that's all that I have for today's video. Make sure you guys follow me, hit the subscribe, all that jazz. And y'all, do not forget, don't just make good choices, y'all, but wise ones. Bye. Low-key, Tyler Perry, you was a nut for what you did at the end of Madea's Homecoming. I ain't gonna lie, but it was really, really good though. I thought it was really good. Like, you did your thing on that, but after I saw that, I was like, bruh, I cannot. It was so good though. Like, the way you interpreted that, everything, like, yo, that was really, really dope. And so I definitely got, yo, that was so much fun. I cannot with this guy. What else can you do? Like, I cannot. I'm done.